If someone borrowed your body for a month, what kind of jiggle the handle tips would you have to give them so they aren't caught off guard? At least 3 times a week. Get someone to slap your left butt cheek as hard as possible to alleviate pain and nerve issues in the leg. Thank God I'm married and not having to ask random people on the street for help. There's a lot of ass hair. The bidet is your friend. Tendons for the left thumb are loose. If it pops out and gets stuck in the middle of your hand, just push it back into place. Left ankle is jacked. Go easy on it. I'm trying to baby it along for at least another 30 years. On the upside, if you get into an argument with the wife, you can just sleep on the couch, or the floor, or really on anything. This body sleeps like a champ. Stay away from fish and penicillin. If you get the clap from a carp, then you are double fucked. Rice Krispies rule. If it snaps, crackles or pops, all normal. If it crunches, you're using it wrong. That stuttering is exhausting. In more than one way too. If you squat too long to look at something, you will feel like you're going to faint. And then you will. Plan accordingly. Who are some music artists that switched genres? The band Chumbawamba, responsible for the song Tub Thumping. I Get Knocked Down, But I Get Up Again. Actually had a 30-year career and they were all over the place. They started out as a straight-up anarcho-punk band. Then they made an album that was entirely a cappella protest songs. Then they made folk albums. Pop. One with Central American sort of flair. Beastie Boys started out as a hardcore punk band. Trent Reznor has now composed multiple Oscar-winning movie scores. Daft Punk before they were Daft Punk. Anyone remember Pink starting off with R&B? Pantera was a glam metal band. People who actually like their jobs. What do you do? I am a park ranger. Just me and the trees. I work at a museum and do data cleanup for our collections database, and I'm also getting us ready for a digital assets management system. So I do a lot of tedious cleaning in our database. Correcting typos, deleting erroneous information, fact-checking, etc. And eventually I'll split my time between that and cleaning up actual files. Checking metadata, running checksums, deleting duplicates, etc. It sounds boring. And kind of is. But if you're the kind of meticulous type of person who loves organizing and making things tidy, and you also like falling down research rabbit holes, it can be entertaining and pretty satisfying. Not a lot of museums have a dedicated typo corrector on staff, so my job is pretty unheard of. But people who work in museums that hear what I do are always so amazed that my institution has someone like me fixing everything. Albeit slowly, there's a lot of errors. It's pretty universal that museums all have messy ass data and no one with time to fix anything. I shelve books at the library. I'm an environmental geologist. I like uncovering the history of a property, and working outdoors is enjoyable when the weather is nice. I don't love every aspect. Of course, paperwork can be tedious. Often the weather is bad. And telling clients bad news is intimidating. But it's satisfying when the pieces of a problem fall together. I have had my own detailing business almost 28 years now. Wildlife biologist, long hours but amazing experiences that I usually enjoy waking up for. You now own Disney. What is the first thing you do? Disney the company or the frozen body? Make a Emperor's New Groove ride. I have no idea where I'd even put it, but we're doing it. Sell it to someone else. I have no idea what I'm doing, and some extra money wouldn't hurt. Bring back Club Penguin. Make a sandwich. Release Star Wars Christmas special on Disney+. If salaries were based on the amount of bullshit you have to deal with every day, which profession would make the most money? Any healthcare job where you directly work with patients. Well, retail and fast food workers wouldn't be minimum wage, I'll tell you that. Call centers. Tech support. Thank you for contacting tech support about your bill. Let me transfer you to billing. Edit. Most centers the automated system is a sham. Also worked sales. Each call goes against you if you don't get a sale or pitch a sale. People who press billing will get sent to sales because call volume is high. Would literally get written up for having days where I sold nothing. They don't care if all was billing inquires because every call is sales call. Dude literally called to cancel. Well, you should have sold him something. Had one where the customer had died. Wife called to remove service. Call got reviewed and I got written up for helping her reduce service. Whoever has to clean the bull's stables. Teacher here. I go from one pile to another. Students that refuse to do work. Students that can't do the work. Students that go out of their way to cause trouble. Parents that don't help at all. Parents that blame you for their child's poor grades or behavior. Parents that expect too much. Admin with impossible demands but lend no support. Other teachers' stress, judgment, and on top of all that, most of the public sentimentality is horrible towards the profession. I have been a paperboy, shelf stalker, retail, floor, fast food, general laborer, factory worker, carpenter, and owned my own small business. Teacher definitely deals with the most bullshit out of those gigs. Teaching. I'm a teacher and parent BS is so annoying. What's an American state you hear the least about in the news or media? Let me break down the states I hear the least about. Idaho. Just potatoes. I literally know nothing else about Idaho or what goes on there. Montana. I only hear stuff from there because I like to hear about the paleontology community and many fossils are there. Also national parks. Both Dakotas. What even happens there? Wyoming. Besides Yellowstone. If it went missing, would anyone even notice? North Dakota. I've lived there. Specifically the coldest town in America. And there is nothing. Absolutely nothing out there. Just flat empty cold. Delaware. There's some good factual evidence for this. On Sporkle there's a quiz where you have to name all the U.S. states. The ones that most people get are California, Texas, Washington, New York, and Florida. The one that is named least often is Missouri. Also down the bottom is Connecticut. But it's thought that people name it less often because many players find it hard to spell. Rhode Island. West Virginia. I sometimes almost forget it exists until I hear that John Denver song Come Play Once in a Blue Moon. Adults. What's one opinion of yours that completely changed when you grew up? I used to care a lot about what everyone thought of me. Sometimes I still do. But as I grew older I realized nobody really thinks about you cause they're too busy thinking about themselves. That staying in and relaxing is enjoyable and not boring. I'm not special. Unique. Yes. Because there is literally only one of me. But special. No. No clue why my mum was so obsessed with pretending I was destined for greatness. But the fact of the matter is, I am average just like the majority of people on this planet. That not every situation is black and white. That everything is my mom's fault and my dad could do no wrong. Now I realize my mom needs therapy and my dad needs a serious reality check. That parents are experts on parenting. No, sire. We're all amateurs who just make up as we go along. What is a useless fact that you know? Chickens eat their feathers due to the protein value in them. A blue whale's tongue weighs as much as an elephant. Switzerland is the longest country name with no repeated letters. Sea turtles. The sex is not determined by chromosomes but by temperature in the eggs. I think the warmer, the likelier is female. I hope I remember that correctly. Due to medical testing and other experimental needs. In the USA you can order and send live insects and animals through the mail. You can also send corpses and pieces of corpses. The ones I found most interesting were batches of 100 live hairless rats, 50,000 live fire ants, and a human corpse bisected laterally. These packages have been known to be delivered to wrong addresses. Source: I work for the medical testing division of a hospital. Edit: when you mix two metaphors, the result is called a malaphor. E.g., does the Pope crap in the woods? And, you can lead one man's trash to another man's treasure. But you can't make it drink. Lake Superior is so cold that when people drown in it, the bodies don't decompose and float. They sink and become fish and turtle food. Root of the song line, the lake. It is said, she never gives up her dead.
Subscribe, my brothers.